India have wrapped up a historic ODI series win in Australia. Only the first time that they won in Australia in a bilateral series. Also remember, this is the 11th series that they won out of the last 12 that they've played. So the Indian ODI team is quite literally on fire. But we're looking ahead to the next few months because this is going to be an important year for the Indian ODI team. It's the World Cup year. Joining me, Ajit Agarkar. Ajit, the Indian team plays what now? 10 one-days, but a few questions still remain. I know the top 3 would be fixed and certain bowlers are fixed, but what are those slots that you think really now the Indian team needs to ponder over to fix before they head into that World Cup?
Yeah, I think the most important place that they probably need is that middle order, sort of, to decide who the guys are. Looks like MS is going to bat, MS Dhoni is going to bat number 4. He's had a wonderful series in Australia, so and there's a certain way that he's batting, or at the pace that he's batting, maybe 4 is suited to him, seems like it. I mean, the top 3 win most of the games for India, especially when there's a big target to chase or to set up. It's generally the top 3 that get the job done. But that middle order, I mean, Kedar Jadav's come and had a really good match. The last one decider, important innings in a decider, match-winning innings in a decider of a series. Dinesh Karthik has had an important innings in that second game where India won when they had to equal that one-day series. So those two seem like they're not doing the case any harm. They'll get a few more opportunities at those numbers. Hopefully they can keep improving. There's Shubman Gill, who's probably the reserve opener as well as maybe in the middle order if need be at 4 or a 5.
Where would you play Shubham now in New Zealand?
Well,
would you give him a run?
I hope so. I hope they do. I mean, you've got to look at these 10 games as okay, you want to win series, but also to sort of tick the boxes that you want. I mean, Hardik Pandya needs to get back quickly. I don't know or whoever's going to make the decision has got to make the decision quickly enough. I mean, he's not committed a crime. He's admitted his mistake of making some crass statements. People need to move on and at least hand him his punishment. He's already missed 3 games. He's going to miss 5 more. And he hasn't had a lot of cricket over the last 2.5 months.
Okay,
he gives you balance.
I know it's getting absurd right now with that Hardik Pandya case, but do you actually now fear? At one point, it was looking like an Australia series or a New Zealand series. Do you now fear it could, considering the way things are at the BCCI, it's probably a headless chicken. That wouldn't be a wrong word to use. He could actually end up missing the World Cup. Is that a fear that you have?
That'll be disastrous. Not just for the Indian team, but just for the player personally. I mean, it's ridiculous. By now the decision should have been made of what his punishment was, or what sanctions he gets, or how long he's suspended. KL Rahul, perhaps the Indian team is not going to miss as much as they would miss Hardik Pandya. He just lends you that balance. So hopefully that's sorted. And he gets to at least play the series when Australia come to India, because he needs to play some cricket. I know there is IPL after that, but he needs to play some international cricket, white ball cricket. So hopefully that's sorted. If that happens, then that gives them the balance. But that's middle order is probably the trickiest that they need to sort out. They seem to be having players at the moment who are getting the job done. But if they can nail their spots down, it'll just be easier to then plan your World Cup. Perhaps Virat Kohli knows who his 4, 5, 6 are. I think they need to do a bit more to cement their spots.
Okay, you've taken a few names that you think are fighting for that middle order spot. Would you like to have a Rishabh Pant also thrown in there? He's not going to be playing versus New Zealand, but you've got 5 ODIs versus Australia.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. I couldn't believe that he wasn't picked in this team. He should be playing ahead of Dinesh Karthik, in my opinion. But he isn't. So, there's Shubman Gill now as your reserve batsman. If he gets an opportunity, we'll get to see if he's good enough. If not, Rishabh Pant needs to be brought back in the setup and quickly. I mean, he's already missed 8 one-days. There are only 5 left, and we heard the selector say that he's in the scheme of things. So, but he needs experience as well. He hasn't had a lot of one-day cricket in his career. He's played more test cricket. He needs the experience to bat at different positions, different situations. So and he's got the game. That's the funny part about all this. He's got the game to succeed in this format. So hopefully they've got a plan for him and don't keep him out for too long.
Okay, I'm just going back to that Hardik Pandya issue. Do you reckon Vijay Shankar coming into the team is somewhere a kind of an admission by the Indian team that look, could be a situation where we don't get Hardik, so this is our backup?
Which is a good thing. At least they've gone, I wouldn't call him like for like, because Hardik Pandya is a much better bowler, From what we've seen of Vijay Shankar at the moment, he seems to be a better batsman than a bowler. And we've had very little to look at him in international cricket, so you don't quite know.
Yeah.
But at least they're giving him opportunity because you need that sixth bowler. I mean, if Kedar Jadhav keeps doing well, then he becomes your option as one of the top order batsmen who can give you a few overs if needed. I'm not sure how successful he'll be outside India, but at least there's an option without Hardik Pandya. But Vijay Shankar, then I'm not quite sure he's the guy at number 7. We'll have to wait and see. You know, you've got to see him play first to pass that judgment. Hopefully, he gets some opportunities.
I guess the Indian team management may share your opinion, but I guess their hands are tied. So maybe just looking at whatever replacement they can get. Quick word on the bowling options, because you're looking at slots being filled. One, who's your third spinner and who's your fifth fast bowler?
Yeah, I mean, looks like they've made up their mind up that Jadeja will be the third spinner. He gives them that all-rounder option. I mean, he's electric in the field. Does a job with the ball. He's on flatter pitches, he's probably not the guy you'll always go to, but he's doing a job at the moment. Seamers, I mean, Bhuvneshwar Kumar's form is the biggest positive out of this 3-match Australian one-day series. Then Bumrah's going to come back. I'm glad they've given him a break because Shami, after his test series, after the year that he's had, particularly in test cricket, we saw how he's bowled in one-day cricket as well. Just the confidence of bowling well is there, so that he picks himself. Hardik Pandya, I hope Hardik Pandya comes back because he then gives you that necessary balance. And the fifth guy is always an interesting one. I mean, they played Khalil and Siraj one game each, and it's tough to pass a judgment. I mean, Khalil bowled well in India, but you won't call him a certainty because you need to see how he bowls away from India as well, and he's bowled against West Indies mainly and in the Asia Cup. So you want to see him play a few more games, ideally in New Zealand and against Australia and India to then make up your mind who your fifth guy is. So does Siraj. I mean, he's only played one game. Umesh Yadav is another option who's out there. I always have liked Umesh Yadav's bowling. The one thing about experienced players is you can always bring them back if need be. So they don't necessarily need to play him in these 10 games. I think they'd rather try these two guys out who they've picked at the moment. But Hardik Pandya needs to come back quickly.
Right, but there's still 10 one-days to go for the Indian team to decide what their 15 are looking like going to England for that all-important World Cup. But at the moment, 11, 12 seem to be there already selected themselves. But we'd love to know your thoughts as well. This is what Ajit Agarkar thought. Ajit, thanks so much for joining us. But we'd love to know your thoughts, your comments. Do put in your comments under the video and we'd love to read them. Thanks so much for watching.
Don't forget to like, share, subscribe and leave your comments in the comment section below. Click on the bell icon for notifications.